In response to your recent kind tale, that's really so beautifully written, regarding our army of blue soldiers that helped to save Britain, we really appreciate all this recognition, but we weren't alone in this fight to save Britain.
There were so many more than doctors and nurses who stood up to the virus and its nasty curses. The nursing homes and community staff cared for each patient during this wrath. We really appreciate the recognition, but many a person helped to save Britain.
There are many members in our multidisciplinary groups who in the background jump through hoops, many working in labs for long shifts, physios, radiographers, clerical workers all did their bits. We are the Blue Army who went out to fight, but there were many others who helped us to see the ending in sight.
Several key workers, too many to mention, but they all too deserve positive attention. The whole of our country became a team. We got into position as we stood together to face the opposition. We weren't the only ones who were so scared. To face this virus, no one was prepared.
The shop assistants served as essential food. Emotions ran high, some customers rude. Other key workers included the police, putting their lives at risk to help keep the peace. There were many key workers who gave their support. We were all in this together, is what this pandemic has taught.
Then there were domestics as they cleaned up the mess, secretly coping with scenes of distress. The financial workers helped each client due to no work or no income reliant. Although our hard work has been so recognised, you see, there were other heroes who all were disguised.
Politicians had to make difficult choices, not pleasing many, as we spoke up with loud voices. Volunteers so brave in such large amount, not taking their own safety into account. There were many of us who went out to face this evil coronavirus working at pace.
The teachers that remained in school still, which helped the other key workers utilise their skill. The mortuary and funeral staff helped people who were grieving from the shock of their close family member leaving. We supported each other in a communal way, whilst all hoping that COVID-19 was not here to stay.
The paramedic staff out on the roads treating COVID patients when there were sadly loads. The lorry and the van drivers out on the streets delivering PPE to help us in our defeat. There were many others of different professions who stood up and helped us learn our lessons.
The bin men still cleared up after us drivers weren't not making a fuss. For all of these such dedicated staff, some were so cheerful and helped us to laugh. We are humbled by your road and very grateful too, but it would be unfair to accept that only fighting was our army in blue.
The postmen still did their daily rounds. For many these journeys would be out of bounds, whilst the vulnerable group were forced to stay in, giving them time to wonder if our future was grim. On a personal level, I hope lessons have been learnt from this unprecedented time when some people suffered hurt.
The celebrities still kept us entertained to keep amusing our muddled brains. Then there was Miracle Man Tom Moore raising money for NHS. This we all did adore. We love your written ode and beautiful words. To negate your message would just be absurd. Some lives were sacrificed, that's sadly true, but we all played a part in what we would do.
It's not that we don't appreciate this lovely tale.
It made me cry with emotion on every scale.
It's just that as kind people, we'd like to give recognition
to the rest of the nation that helped to save Britain.
As a country, this should bring us together, as we were all so close to reaching the end of our tether.
So as we've all played our part, let's rewind.
To remember our motto of let's always be kind.